Hello, and welcome to the Movie Test of Time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters, the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your reality-altering aquatic hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other reality-altering and aquatic host, Beth Martin. Beth, the pleasure as always. What's the crack?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
I'm like, hey, buddy. Don't think I've ever made that voice before. We have a
What a way to start.
I know,
What a
right?
start.
Hi.
Yep.
So we, as of yesterday, have a drummer in the family.
Hell yeah.
I know. Um, so Charles has been talking about wanting to do the drums for like
Mm-hmm.
2 years, which in kid it's like dog years, right? Like two
Yeah.
years is like a lot since he was 7.
Yeah.
So he's 9. And or like 2 Christmases in a row, he's like, drums? And I was like, can't get those on an airplane to get home, buddy. Uh so he was just like, it's interesting. Kids are so fascinating. He was in jujitsu last week
Mm-hmm.
or the week before last week because my mom was here. Hi, Mom, if you're listening to this,
Mm-hmm.
because she's starting to.
Hi.
Hi. So he was doing jujitsu and he just started like I like he looked at me and he had this weird look in his face.
Mm-hmm.
And like we we'd just come out of a long weekend. He was back at school and he just started crying. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, come here. I was like, and he was just sitting there and he was like sobbing. And I was like, are you hurt? And he's like, no. And I was like, are you like, have I told you this already?
No?
Okay. I was like, is the kid that you're sparring with, is he like not nice? He's like, no, he's nice. And I was like, okay, well, like, he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. So, he had he's has a therapist for his anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to the root of it, which was that he like because we he just wants to be around me
Mm-hmm.
like all the time. So when he goes to school, he's like, I don't want to go because I'm gonna miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Which I get, right? Like I'm fucking terrific.
Of course.
So so not really, but I was like, okay. I was like, you don't have to also like, do you like jujitsu? And he's like, not really. And I was like, okay. Like he tried it for 6 months, you know?
Yep. More than enough. Like, yeah,
I
very
think
reasonable amount.
so.
Yep.
And they do, there have been tears, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like it's a full contact
Yep.
sport. And he's a kind soul. He's
Hmm.
like, so yeah, I was like, all right, well, we'll pull you out. And I was like, what would you like to do? And he's like, I'd like to get my drums and like beat. He's like, I'm really watching Wayne's World and watching Garth Algar behind the drums in Wayne's World with his hair. He's like, I want that hair and I want the drums and I want like that's what I want. And I was like, fuck yeah, man.
That rocks.
I know. So
That's cool. I
uh,
love it.
also we were watching a little bit of the movie last night and Harper was like, do you ever talk about us on the podcast? And I was like, I do. I was like, nothing personal, like
Yeah,
not, I mean, other than Charles is in therapy and
sure.
crying, but someday this will be funny for him to hear.
Yeah.
Um, but no, he's a good, solid human, and I'm proud to be his mother. Anyways, he wants me to tell you that he loves you. So
Okay. I love him too.
I know,
Um,
I know.
um,
I'll tell him that.
Please do.
I
It's
will.
interesting because like I certainly struggled. I really had a really hard time going to school and things like that when I was younger. I used to cry like even into like what secondary school. I really struggled with it for a long, long
Okay.
time. So I get it. And it's also just, in terms of like the process of finding your thing. I think there's such, I don't know whether you find it the same over there, but there's such pressure on like, well, you've started this thing, you've put the time into it, sunk cost fallacy, where it's like you've already put so much time into it, you have to keep going. It's like, well, why? If I'm not enjoying something, why not cut my losses, move on to the next thing, see if that's working for me, It's just It's
A
kind of
lot of
nuts.
it, we definitely get that. We also get parents that are like living vicariously through their children.
Mm.
And they're like, I never got to be an actor, so you're going to go to acting class, right? And you're going to make it happen for you. And then so I, I also like, I listen to both of them when I'm like, do you want to play soccer? And they're like, no. And I'm
Hmm.
like, all right, you know, easy. And like Harper's still super into jujitsu. She's like, I want to keep going. I was like, okay,
Absolutely.
didn't expect any of this to happen. So, um, yeah, my parents were really good about letting me quit stuff. Like I played the flute for like all of secondary and into, I don't know what the difference, what's is high school secondary?
Um, yeah,
Okay.
high school and secondary are kind of the same thing. We also
Okay.
call some of them grammars. It's a whole mess.
Grammar. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to speak for in American terms. So, uh, yeah, I played middle, so like grade six, so
Hmm.
yeah, through grade like 11,
Hmm.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And then I was like, all the investment and the lessons and, all that stuff. And I was like, I'm over it. Like, I don't like most of these girls are terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I think I want to do theater. And my parents were like, all right.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
was
that's,
like, woo, didn't expect that. So, like, as a
yeah.
parent now, I think back on that and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to carry that forward.
It's as it should be, like, you know.
Yeah. But
Um,
also, I had to buy a drum kit.
yeah.
And we're gonna have a drum set in our house.
Amazing.
Do you know how fucking loud it is?
Yeah, I have been around drums. They're loud as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
they're
to like
crazy.
figure out and like, granted, we figured out that Mike's gonna be gone 30 he's got 30 weeks of this year that he's not gonna be here.
Okay.
So like this is a good year for him to start that, but like also, yeah, working from home and trying to schedule saxophone or, and now drums. Like they're both loud, so
It's true. Yeah, it's
at
usually
least it's not like a piccolo,
is it
but
going in
whatever.
his or this drum set kit going in his room or is it
There's no room. There's too many Legos and stuffies. We're gonna put it out in the sunroom, which is
okay.
like it's not climate controlled. It's basically like I don't know. Andy knows.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's an outdoor indoor room.
Yeah, 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 it is. It
So
is.
and it's on a decline, but like whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got him a Ludwig
Nice.
uh shell pack. I don't know what any of these things are, but like uh yeah, it was like pretty cheap. So
Yeah, lovely. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's actually because it's making
What
me.
about yeah.
It's actually weirdly tying into the thing I was going to talk about because I haven't been doing loads over the past week. I've just been kind of like, I don't know, compressing and powering up, I guess, for just trying to like not spend any money and then just see what I'm looking like in for the next few months. Um, but I did go to see. I finally bought, and I've been talking about this. I was finally able to sort it out, and I got my membership to the art house theater that I've been wanting to get, which I was pleased to do
Good.
because I went up and in person and was able to do it there just in that way. But I went up there because I was going to see the new Park Chan-wook movie, No Other Choice, which his movies are so interesting in that I feel like so for so many of them at first I go away and I'm like, huh, I don't know how I felt about that. Like there was a lot I enjoyed, but I don't know if I enjoyed it altogether. But I have found with certainly a lot of his recent movies, I really loved Decision to Leave, especially the more time I spent away from that movie, which was his last one. Um, but this one the same. I'm really thinking about it a lot. It's just kind of like so layered. His like his themes and his ideas are just kind of like there's so much of them and there's so many like red herrings and things like that. He
Mm.
just really kind of builds it up in a way that I don't think many other filmmakers do. He also does camera shots that will kind of blow your mind, I think, as well. Like I think all the time you're wondering how the hell he got certain shots. They're just nobody else really does it like him, I think. Or him and his team, I suppose.
Sorry, was this I'm mind palacing right
Yep.
now.
No Other Choice is the movie.
What's he most known for? Was it
Old
Parasite?
Boy.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you.
Old Boy's his most famous movie by a considerable distance, but like he has a pretty big catalog of movies. Like he really does. I mean, not massive, but like I mean, at least like between 10 and 20. And yeah, I've really enjoyed all the ones of his that I've seen. I need to go back and kind of watch some more. But anyway, the reason why I brought it up was because like one of the themes is about like basically, um, it's different to the idea of like, you know, somebody getting like pressure to kind of play an instrument in that they have a daughter who doesn't really speak. All she speak The only way she speaks is in repeating what other people say. And she's obsessed with playing the cello, but she won't play it around her parents, which is a kind of motif, I think, and it's really very interesting. It's kind of about this guy broadly who it's a very anti-capitalist sort of thing, but this guy who loses his job, wants a job in the same industry, but there's so much competition for it, and he realizes that the only way he can feasibly get this job is by killing all his competition first, then applying for the job, and things kind of unravel from there. But it's
That
very
sounds
interesting.
sounds very American.
It's the really kind of fucked up thing is that it is based on a book that was written in the 1960s or 70s, and
Oh wow.
its themes are still as
Yeah.
relevant today,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes. I just watched a four-part documentary about the Vietnam War.
Oh, fun.
And I was like, I'm trying to like uh the it's been a hard week for America.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just been a hard week.
it has.
Um, but also like I'm trying to find make sense of things, and um, there are a lot of parallels to that war and what's happening now, and
That's
government
interesting.
oversight, and you know, I think that's also like definitely where as a country, we lost our moral compass,
Yeah.
and we have not gotten it back. So
Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting because, like, people don't know exactly when we're recording this, and, like, this could apply to, unfortunately, quite a few different
it's
weeks
probably, yeah,
of late.
like literally like in whenever we post this, which will be in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever, like, yeah, I'm sure
There's,
it's every week is a hard week right now.
yes, it really is. It's
Yeah.
awful, and I have a lot of sympathy. It really isn't good.
Okay, but one thing happened.
Hmm.
Uh, so we have an aircraft carrier in San Diego called the Midway.
Yes.
I dragged Andy onto it
Hmm.
when he visited, and it's like one of my favorite things to do ever. I don't know why, but
Hmm.
it's my thing. It's my jam.
Hmm.
I like want to be on. I just like, yeah, I just could like walk around and be there forever. Anyways, so I was watching this documentary, and like the Vietnam War ends and they're trying to get all the Americans out, and there's a bunch of Vietnamese, like there's a coup, and a lot of Vietnamese are trying to escape with their lives. Um, and so there were, Vietnamese pilots that were just like stealing helicopters, getting on and like flying to try and find a boat that they could land on. And there was the Midway. And so this helicopter lands, and the pilot and his family get off. And they're like, we want to seek asylum, please save us, please save us. And the captain's like, great, cool, yeah, bring them in. And then you see all these other helicopters coming, and they can only land one at a time. And so this captain of the mid, I'm going to find out who he is, because uh, this was one of the things that's like giving me hope right now. He had to make a choice, like we what do we get more people on here or not? And he's like, throw it over. And so they take this $1 million helicopter and they push it over the side of an aircraft carrier, and another helicopter lands, everybody gets off. They push another helicopter off the
Wow.
side. They evacuated 127,000 Vietnamese.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
I know. And it was just like $1 million over the side, $1 million over the side. But like the captain had a choice to make, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like save Americans. He was like, let's save as many people as we can.
As
So
yeah,
I was like, and it was the Midway, which we've been on. So,
yeah, we have that rock.
anyways, sorry, I totally interrupted you talking about you
No, no,
to
no,
talk
not at
about
all.
me
No,
again.
it's no, it's a great one. Like I didn't know that. I love it. I don't. I think I was done with what I was talking about anyway.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to talk about this week. I do have something for the next section though. Do you
Okay.
have anything for what's occurring?
I do, but you go first.
Okay, this is the good news is I've got Natalie's down with the streets.
Okay.
Have
Oh, no, no, no. You have a down. I know. I do have what's occurring. Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, sure. I like
Okay,
yeah,
go.
so yeah, which is just where I find some so obviously I am the modern interpreter for slang for
Yeah.
everybody out there.
Yeah.
So Beth,
He speaks to the young
I
people.
speak to the young people. I'm hip. I've
He's
got,
hip.
if you're not watching the video, I do have a baseball cap on backwards. I am sitting on a chair, but in the cool way, so I have my legs around the back. Okay. So just so you can get a mental image there, for you, those of you at home. So
Totally
I
lying.
don't give away the illusion,
I
Beth.
needed that. I needed that.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
so my word for this week is unk. UNC unk. Do you have any thoughts on what unk might be?
Uh, I mean, I we use that here, but it's like to refer to like an uncle.
Yes.
Unc. Okay.
But I think it
Okay.
is like that is not that is the word, but it's kind of morphed, I think. So like I think it's like
Into
almost being like a respectful term for somebody who's maybe a bit older than you and things like that. And certainly I would have encountered something similar in Korea and places like that.
I see.
But what unk has morphed into is more of a general idea of somebody who is like out of touch and doesn't really understand modern things. So if you're called unk, you're
Ah,
like you don't really know what's going on with youth culture. Obviously, I am the anti-unk, right? Because I'm
yeah,
so knowledgeable and
right.
things like that. Yeah,
You
yeah,
are. Huh.
yeah.
So
So yeah,
it's kind of like overtaking boomer.
yes, and that's a good yes, yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's very analogous to that.
Does boomer translate? Like, did you guys have a baby boom after the war?
We yes we did, but like and you definitely hear boomer over here, but I think it's we didn't quite have that. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think like I think we're more of aware of it from America than here directly, but I'm not actually too sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that.
I like that. It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I use it with my family. I have a second cousin, but he's so much older than me that I've always called him uncle. And
Yeah.
so I call him,
Yes.
well, yeah. So um we actually it's funny that we're watching this or talking about this movie, but our nickname for each other is Squid.
Okay.
Anyways, that's another story for another time.
What
Okay.
do you got for us?
Thank you for that down at the streets.
You're
So I do
welcome.
have some what's occurring. You had asked in an episode a few weeks ago if you should grow because you've got some luscious locks.
Hmm.
If you should grow a mullet. So people have been chatting about your hair.
Okay.
So one listener said there's no point in half-assing it. If Andy dons the mullet, it needs to be the classic Kentucky Waterfall, which I've never heard before.
Okay. Okay. I need to look this up.
Also, and this fucking knocked my socks off, he could rename it the Carrot Castle Car Park, business in the front and party in the back.
Okay. I
And I
like
was
it.
like, I've been there. I know exactly what that means.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So no more Kentucky Waterfall, everyone. Now it's the Carrot Castle Car Park or
Okay, I
parking
like it. I
lot
like
if
it.
you're
I like it.
American.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kentucky Waterfall right now, and it's like it is like proper like short hair and like luscious long locks from behind, which I
Yeah.
got most of the way there. I could
Yeah.
probably get that going pretty easily. So
Yes. Okay. Another listener said the lighting in the podcast makes it difficult to appreciate Andy's hair. So I'd like to see some oddball facial hair choices. Big
okay,
lamb chops, for example, or possibly a 21st century attempt to rehabilitate the reputation of the toothbrush mustache, though I fear it may still remain too soon for that. And I Googled toothbrush mustache, and it's
yeah,
the fucking Charlie Chaplin Hitler
glass cylinder stash.
mustache.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, so request for facial hair.
Denied.
Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, you can't really see even my beard in this light, honestly, and
I
yeah,
don't
you
know.
can't
Do
see.
I need to do I need to get you a ring light?
I do kind of have one, but like it's not.
No, it just makes you look spooky
It
and
doesn't
it
really look
makes your
spooky.
yeah, you already have a big head, so your head shadow is just like
Exactly. It's
takes
like
up the whole wall.
it's like Easter Island.
It's like Easter Island.
Um, okay.
Ah,
So
thank
Beth,
you.
you're
Yes.
welcome. Beth, you have just before we get into this week's episode, Beth, you have so we just to state we are kind of officially in our Samuel Jackson
Yes.
series. Yes, series.
Thank
That's
you
the
for
word I was
not
looking
saying
for.
thank you for not saying era.
No, 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 no. I was searching for that if I had found it. Officially it started last week, but it was a bit of a crossover with Harrison Ford. Now we're fully into it
Yeah,
with the movie
no.
Sphere. But before we get into that, Beth.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna start not I think I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start as we begin or as we go through, different directors or actors that we're kind of focusing on. I'm gonna hit you with some facts because I'm not gonna go into his biography because that's not interesting. Oh, he grew up here, he was this old, he's this
Yeah.
old. Anyways, um so here's some just interesting stuff that I think people would find cool. He suffered from a stutter while growing up. A speech therapist suggests he auditioned for a play. It might help his speech, and it did, and he changed his major. Okay, I have this fact that I was like, what? It made me so happy. Okay, are you ready?
Hmm.
He gave his consent for Marvel Comics to design their ultimate version of character Nick Fury after his likeness. He later went on to play Nick Fury in Iron Man in 2008.
Yes. Yep. So I've read those comics.
That's
Uh,
just so fucking cool.
it's nuts, and like honestly, in the comics, they have a conversation about who would play them in the movies, and he says Samuel L. Jackson because he was like based around him.
I mean, and he got to be in Star Wars. Okay.
Yes.
He was in okay. Um, okay. He was briefly suspended in 1969 from Morehouse College after taking hostage several members of the Board of Trustees, including the father of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., during a protest of the failure of the university to have Black trustees or Black Studies program.
Whoa,
Right?
that's wild.
Then he was an usher at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral.
Ooh, also wild. That's great. That's very
I
cool.
know. It's just like he's been everywhere. It's like he's like I don't know. I'm like reading through these are just like facts, right? That are on, Wikipedia or IMDb or whatever, but
Mm,
it's like I feel like he's like actually Forrest Gump.
yeah, he
The
does
concept of
seem.
like a character who's just like always at the places that matter when it matters, right? And I'm
Yeah,
just like reading through it, I'm like, he was there, he did this,
yeah.
like
Because
he was over here.
I know he's got like he's like background like a background actor in a few like major films like even in the like 60s and 70s and things like that.
Yeah.
It's before he like started getting bigger parts and then became like a part of movie star in probably late 80s, early
Ooh.
90s.
He was 45 when he went like when when Fiction came out. And that
Yeah,
was really when he got his,
it's true. When he really launched him, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was 40 when he got the part in Do the Right Thing, and
Okay.
then 45 when he got the part in or when Pulp Fiction came out. So that's like a 5-year gap, right? That's
Yeah, it's true.
that's like a decade, 2 decades in Hollywood times. Anyway, so
Yeah.
those are your facts for today, and I will bring some more to the next
Love it. Great stuff. All right.
podcast.
Let's get into our movie for this week, which is Sphere,
Beer,
the science fiction
square,
classic.
triangle. Sorry.
That's this. Those are the sequels, Beth. We're gonna get to
I
those
know,
later
right? That's
on.
right. That's right.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't have any spoilers just yet. I mean, I was thinking that I don't know that we need to start doing like a spoiler warning, but like we are going to be talking about these movies fully, completely, properly. I mean, not
Or
completely.
not.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Or we'll
and
miss like giant chunks.
we're probably going to spoil stuff. We're probably going to
Yeah.
spoil stuff.
Yeah.
Um, The first thing I wrote down is just Dustin Hoffman is a therapist. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, and as it turns out, he is supposed to be pretty unprofessional anyway. Like, he is not maybe the best guy for a number of different reasons. And it kind of, feeds the story, I guess, but still.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick synopsis
Mhm.
and then I want to talk about I want to like I, I want to talk about the actors that were chosen for this movie. Okay.
Okay.
So quick synopsis, a spaceship is discovered under 300 years worth of coral at the bottom of the ocean. 1 inch per year for 288 years. So it's like way down there and it's weird because yeah, it's that's having just listened to Mike's presentation for a fourth grade class about coral growth. That's a long time
Yes.
for something to be down there. Anyways, so they they go and try and figure out what it is, and there's a big ball in the spacecraft, and then uh, scariness ensues. Okay, that was the worst synopsis I've ever done. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, like Sharon Stone, Liev Schreiber, Queen fucking Latifah,
Yeah, hell
Samuel L.
yeah.
Jackson, Dustin Hoffman. I think like Liev Schreiber was cast well. I feel like obviously Samuel L. Jackson was cast well, but like I couldn't quite understand Dustin Hoffman in this. I think it was like this is like around like when Contagion came out and he was still
Yes.
kind of like, having his third revival or whatever.
Eh,
But like I just
yeah.
couldn't imagine him and Sharon Stone like having an affair.
No.
He was wearing a wedding ring. At the end, she's like, "Thank you for saving my life," and like kisses him, and I'm on the face, but he's like, I don't know. It was weird, and I guess I it just didn't. I think if I would have felt differently if they had cast differently, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is a tough one. I think I was going into this with I was with trepidation. I was like, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be a tough watch. And like the first hour or so, I was like, actually, this isn't
Yeah,
bad. Now there was stuff that I was like not crazy about, but I was like, okay. And like as much as I think that, I also think Sharon Stone's kind of miscast as well. I mean, like she's got kind of got a
yes,
bit of a thankless role, but I don't think she's great. I don't think it's really a good fit for her. But
mhm.
like I enjoy all of those people, and I think they're all good actors and good to watch. I don't know whether it all fits together in totality, but yeah, it's a weird movie. It's
Yeah,
the thing that really kind of threw me as a stylistic choice was the title cards every like 20 minutes or so. Like things like the spaceship, the
yes,
analysis. And I'm like,
yes,
what,
yes,
why did you put those in? It really
yeah,
kind of undercuts.
yeah. I was like, okay, and then I would like forget, and then they would throw another card out, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, um, okay, yeah, I agree. Like that's what I was. You say it in such a nicer way.
Mhm.
Felt
Thanks.
like, yeah. But I love all these actors. Like when they're cast well, and I just think that um, I don't know
Yes.
who cast this movie, but I don't know if it quite worked.
I,
Anyway,
I did look. I was getting a wee bit distracted because it was Outbreak was the film that he was in, not Contact. Because
that's
I was
right.
like,
Not Contagion.
so
Thank
Outbreak
you.
was before this, and I remember like at the time somebody talking about how why they cast him and things like this. Then because they're like with your standard, heroic lead, whenever they are going to like jump into the moving helicopter, you're like, okay, it's going to happen. Whereas when it was Dustin Hoffman, you're kind of like, oh no, oh,
Is he
I
gonna
don't.
fall?
He's going to fuck up his hip if he falls. And I kind of get there's some value to him in this in the same way.
Yeah,
But I think maybe the fact that it was kind of retreading that ground in a lot of ways is maybe
yeah,
what hurts it. Um,
maybe.
so um, film was directed by Barry Levinson. First time on the pod. And He most famous for things like Rain Man, Sleepers, Good Morning Vietnam. I was thinking it really made me think about Rain Man actually because I was like, is that something? Because like it won loads of Oscars.
Yeah.
He got Best
Yeah.
Director, got Best Picture,
Yep.
and so on and so
Yep.
forth.
Yep.
And I wonder what that film would be like now.
You couldn't make it.
Yeah, you could
You could make it, but you can't
you would have
you
to
would have
have somebody who's actually that yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
but also just like I wonder whether it will be like excruciating to watch or not. You know, it's such an
Yeah.
interesting one.
I think
Uh,
that about What's Eating Gilbert Grape too, I love that movie.
oh yes, hmm
With Leonardo DiCaprio playing mentally um I don't want to use the term incorrectly, but
sure.
yeah. So I
Oh
just it doesn't feel right, you
yeah,
know? I feel like, we've learned things and we're listening more and
it's
yeah,
true.
I don't think that Rain Man would have been it wouldn't have been the same.
No, not at all.
And honestly, this is a terrible thing to say, but it would have been a wonderful movie regardless. Like it's a great script,
Hmm
but it probably wouldn't have won all the awards,
No, I
right?
think you're probably right. This is true.
Yeah.
This is true because
Yeah.
I think that this was at a time when it'd be like, oh, so bravely you're tackling this subject, like with no
Yeah.
real thought to, how are they tackling this subject? Is
Yeah,
this
exactly.
sensitive? Is this thoughtful? Um,
Exactly.
so like as a director, he's an interesting one because he's somebody I do, a name that I recognize, but I was like, what has he done? And like he really, I think like past the year 2000 he has like continued to work in TV and things like that but not made a ton of films but I remember certainly when there was a conversation about Sinners and there was a conversation about Michael B. Jordan being the doing the twins and like how successful he was at that and I'm going and there was the other twin movie that last year and I was like what which one is like Alto Nights which was by Barry Levinson his first film in about 10 years and with Robert De Niro playing dual roles. It's apparently terrible. So I don't know if you heard of that one, but yeah, I remember even
No.
seeing a trailer for it and I was like, oh no, what is this? It's one of these ones where it's like, look, a tour de force, De Niro talking to De Niro, and you're like, okay. Um, I
You're
don't
like,
know if this is a
this isn't a wrestling match.
yeah, I'm just kind of like, I don't know if this is something I want. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Did
so
you see Sinners just like sweeping the Oscar floor
yeah,
for
hell yeah.
nominations?
So as and I'll mention it on here because it made me think of you as I've been listening to it. The podcast that I love, Blank Check, has a sub podcast at the minute that I think you would really dig. It's called Critical Darlings, and it's a
I got my
converse.
Crayola. I'm writing
Okay,
it down.
it's called Critical Darlings, and it's a conversation about the Oscar conversations. So they're talking about the films that are getting a lot of Oscar buzz. They're talking about the nominations, what them like. It's a lot of like inside baseball stuff about like they talk about the campaigns certain movies have had and why they've been successful, why they haven't been. And I'm like, oh, Beth would dig this shit.
I totally yeah, I'm like excited already. So I'm uh, at least I can't remember if it's like Hollywood Reporter or somebody always puts out like the honest Oscar ballot. Someone
Yeah,
always writes one where they're like, I didn't vote for Ariana Grande because like I don't want to like like another campaign. I couldn't go through it again or whatever.
yeah.
Like that's literally what I read last week. Anyways, and this is I don't know who's on the Academy, but I want a list. Also, this is the first year that it's mandatory that you watch the movies in order to vote on the
I've heard
movies.
about this before. Yeah,
And I was like, so you didn't have to watch the movie
yeah.
before. So then it really was like, was it a pop? Like one of the, I was reading this article and it was like, someone wrote like, oh, I didn't vote for Viola Davis because she gets nominated every year. She's never won.
Yeah,
She's never won. Like, have you looked at her catalog of performances? Like, come on, people.
yeah.
Anyways, so
It's crazy.
yeah,
I think
I
you'll
want
really
to
dig
know.
because they were
I
talking a
think
lot
they need
about
to invite me into the
okay,
academy because
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
like I'm already trying to watch the movies,
Well,
fuckers, and
they
I'm
had.
paying fucking up the wazoo
It's true.
$29 because I don't want to go to the movie theater.
It's true.
Maybe I do it at home.
Um, yeah, it's such an interesting one. I'm not going to end up talking about it too much, but like, I know that. the Golden Globes basically there was why they disappeared for a year or two maybe was that they basically found out that like their entire voting block was rotten to the core and just kind of had to like cut it all off and kind of rebuild from scratch, you know? So it's just like,
Wow.
who are these people and why does it matter? You know, it's like it's such, I mean, and I think that's what that conversation is about. It's like, why why does it matter? You know, should it still matter and so on. So yeah. But anyway.
I feel like they need to involve Gina Davis, right? Who she created, I think I've talked about this before. She created like a scoring system
Hmm, hmm.
for like, women's presence in film, and she will score like it's not even her anymore. It's like this whole like thing that she created, and it's a foundation too. She's amazing and she could do something with this.
Yeah, I love it.
Also, Sean Austin is now the president of the union.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, if Samwise Gamgee absolutely should be,
Perfect.
yeah. Anyways,
But speaking of movies that should have won
and Barry
Oscars,
Levinstein, right?
let's get back to Sphere.
De Niro, I can't.
Yeah, I know, I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Okay. So, uh, the story came from none other than Michael Crichton.
Yeah,
So he wrote Jurassic Park, Disclosure,
yeah,
Twister, The Andromeda Strain. He's written, yeah, ER, also
yeah.
Westworld. Um, so three writers. So Michael Crichton was one, Kurt Wimmer is the other. He wrote The Thomas Crown Affair, Total Recall, The Expendables, and the most recent, The Beekeeper. And then Stephen
Oh,
Hauser wrote Sleepers and Disclosure. So
okay.
you can see that, yeah, Barry Levinson and at least Stephen Hauser have worked together. I loved the movie Sleepers. Loved it.
Yeah, it's another one that would probably be a tough rewatch,
Yeah.
right? Wouldn't it? Yeah.
I watch it. I like watch it like once every couple years. It's like a
Oh,
rewatch for
really?
me. Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. Yeah. We can talk about that later.
yeah,
But yeah, so the book was made into the movie in 1998. That is when Andy and I graduated from school.
yeah.
Um, and so yeah, it does follow the novel. I'm guessing that's why you had like the cards, because those were probably like the not the chapter, but like the sections within the book. It received negative reviews from critics. It's described as being bombed at the box office. Um, A-level cast working with B-grade material. Uh, Roger Ebert describes Fear as a watered-down take on sci-fi classic Solaris.
Yeah, I can see
Um,
that.
yep. But Crichton began writing the novel in 1967 as a companion piece to the Andromeda Strain. He probably meant to name it Rectangle. The initial
Probably.
storyline began with American scientists discovering a 300 year old spaceship with stencil markings in English. However, Crichton later realized that he didn't know where to go with it and put it off. Um, so um, he said, the idea of doing a story about contact with superior intelligence is a time-honored theme that is very hard if you stop and think about it. Most writers evade the issue by making the aliens recognizably human. It's a 9 feet tall with spiky teeth, and he wants to eat you, or it's 3 feet tall and it wants to hug you. Either way, in either case, it's human-like. What's more likely about first contact with an extraterrestrial is that the alien wouldn't look human-like at all. You might not even be able to see it or to detect it, and its behavior would be absolutely inexplicable. That's hard.
And I,
Inexplicable.
yeah, I think
He
because
uses it again. I'm not reading that last sentence.
um, so like it's such an interesting one because like you know if you're talking about something that's inexplicable and
Inexplicable.
this is sorry the what Beth said Beth corrected me there and so is that like it's hard then to make a movie or a story like a compelling story around that framework, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
how I think people even ambiguous endings kind of leave you with something or leave you in a place where you're like you've got something to chew over or whatever. Whereas like I think this. without jumping to the ending straight away, really just kind of like it's
You
such a
can, it's
kind of
fine.
like it's such like a wet fart of an ending. It's just kind of like, oh, so just don't even worry about it. It's all boop, gone, boop.
Yep.
It's
Yep. It
very
all floats up into space and everyone's like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Why are we holding hands?"
yeah.
I don't remember because we told ourselves to forget. Anyways, okay. I don't know if this is like a this will be an every episode kind of thing, but this is Mike's note. He's
Mhm.
like, coral doesn't grow at 1,000 feet.
Oh, and oh, 1,000 feet down.
No, he's like,
Interesting,
there's no
fascinating.
sun. It needs
I
sun.
I did have long notes and actually I want to get Mike's thoughts on something else because I wrote down, did they get any real dive training? And I don't think they
No,
did. None
they didn't.
whatsoever.
No, they're like, you have glasses? Cool. Oh, yeah, they didn't, yeah. I didn't
It's
think to read the psychological notes in the folder until we were underwater.
yeah. And also just like, they have this like they're like, oh, we've got this little base set up here. There's only two staff down there. They'll take care of us. And it's like, it's this fucking spacious, roomy. There's a big common area with like cupboards and it's like there's enough room for like 40 people down there,
Yeah, it was
easy,
huge. It was
and like
huge.
a big, like generous shower, like I presume one for men, one for women. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
nuts.
big enough. Samuel L. Jackson is 6'2", and
Okay.
he was singing Valley High in the
He
shower
was. He was. I remember the whole thing.
and moving his elbows around. And I'm like, I've been in spaces like that where you're like, you're just trying not to,
We got a little bit of Samuel L. Jackson's side bop, which I wrote and then
I missed that. I'm
underlined
gonna
a
go
few
back.
times. Yeah,
You
yeah.
did.
Um,
He
okay.
steals the movie, like he steals the
Oh, he's
movie.
incredible in it. He's so good in it.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's like, like he plays it well, where you're like, should I be afraid of him?
yeah.
Uh, like who's and it sorry, there's a crow drinking out of the pool. Um,
Nice.
I know they love me because I'm putting bird seed out.
Uh-huh.
Not really. They just use me. Anyways, um, yeah, I definitely I didn't quite understand why they were the only people that could figure out what this, spaceship was, why they're deciding to send
I,
untrained people down.
I
Uh,
I do like that as a concept in that like this guy just tossed off this thing because he needed the money and
yeah,
then they end up in a situation. I think that's quite a good premise to put like a load of like maybe unsuitable people into a situation that they shouldn't have really been in. Um, but I just think they kind of squander that in a lot of ways and it's
yeah,
just like ultimately, you know, kind of turgid and just doesn't really kind of like do anything interesting with the premise.
yeah,
Um, okay, so we're talking a bit about music.
yes.
The composer is Elliot Goldenthal. He's a theatrical and film composer. Another guy who has done a ton of stuff. Another name I hadn't heard of though. He did things like Interview with the Vampire, Alien
Mm.
3, Heat, things like that. He's worked with Neil Jordan a number of different times, including
Heat was
on
good.
yeah, he was good, including on Interview with the Vampire. I also won an Oscar for his film score for Frida, the
Oh,
Frida Kahlo movie.
yeah, with Salma Hayek
With Salma Hayek, yeah,
and her
and it was
eyebrow.
exactly and her
He's like,
single
I grew it
eyebrow.
out. I just stopped tweezing. And I was like,
Really, did
damn,
she?
girl. Yeah.
All right. And
Me too. Me too.
it was directed by her. Oh, you're letting yours. Uh, I'm one of those like few people. I know like people have told me, "Do you pluck your eyebrows?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "How are they that shape?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm very very lucky, I guess.
It's my bone structure.
My beautiful hair and bone structure. Um, but it was his partner, I think, Julie Taymor, who directed Frida as well. So he's
Oh, okay.
worked with her a lot as well. So yeah, see,
Awesome.
in terms of our EGOT watch, um, both him and the director have got the O, but that's all as far as I
Oh,
can
okay.
tell.
All right.
So yeah, so okay, nothing to sneeze at, right? Oscars
No, I
no joke.
remember Heat at the very end, there's like a 10-minute Moby song. You'll
Of
know exactly. It's like that's it. The
yes,
credits of
okay,
Heat, like you'll recognize the song and it's just like it's the perfect song for credits. If we ever
Okay.
watch Heat, you'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I know what you mean." Anyways, okay. So, yeah, I went to Reddit because I always want to know, you know, I always want to know what our listeners think, but you're going to tell me that after we watch the movie and after I've done my research.
Hmm.
Happy to engage, but I want to know kind of what the people think. And a lot of people were like, I watched this as a kid, loved it, freaked me out, watching it again in my 30s or 40s, like, like this is weird and this doesn't quite work. So it's like, I think, yeah, I mean, is it believable? You know, not really. I like the concept very much. Um,
They're like
but the concept, yeah, of like we have the power now at the end, or like we have the alien power. What do we do with it? And he's like, we're not good enough. We're not ready. And Samuel L. Jackson was like, yeah, we're just not fucking ready. And I was like, yeah, man.
I I like I think, but I think that's kind of it, is that like they don't there doesn't appear to be a ton of like I mean, so basically within the movie, if you haven't seen it, they all end up, the three kind of survivors, let's say, end up having the ability to control reality to an extent. They are not always conscious of these things, but they are doing them nevertheless. Um, and I think that how they deliver that is mostly bad. Like, I mean, like there
Yeah.
is a scene where somebody gets attacked by
Jellyfish.
jellyfish, which looks
Yeah.
terrible,
Yeah.
and there's a giant squid. The thing I love about the giant squid is that on the radar, so there's like, they've got, or sorry, sonar, I should say.
Yeah.
They detect the giant squid, and it looks like a giant squid in the sonar rather than
Yeah.
just a blob. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that squid has definition, guys. It's
Yeah.
bouncing off every angle,
Yeah. Yeah.
front and back.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's kind of my issue, is how it delivers on that, and like that sort of like there is an attempt to kind of create like a certain amount of paranoia in terms of why is this happening, who is doing this to us, but none of that really rings true. It just feels kind of chaotic and messy, and then it is kind of over.
Yeah. And like, so Samuel L. Jackson goes in the sphere and then I don't know, like floats in it and comes out. And then Dustin Hoffman goes in the sphere. And then like no one's like, oh, you went in the sphere too, even though we saw it. So that was weird. I was like, we as the audience are seeing something that they're not seeing. Um, and then yeah, it was just okay. So je the jellyfish scene,
Hmm.
like Queen Latifah gets murdered by like all these jellyfish, which is like, every person's nightmare. So the jellyfish attack sequence used a combination of puppets, computer graphics, imagery, and footage of real jellyfish filmed at a nearby aquarium. The footage of the real jellyfish was played at 5 times its normal speed to
Yeah.
make the jellyfish appeal, because they're just like going for her. You're like, holy shit. And it's like, no, they're just speeding up the film. So, ruined that for everybody.
The movie ruined it.
Yeah,
They're just
it's
explaining
true.
it.
It's true. It's true.
Ruined jellyfish for everybody.
Yeah. I guess like also um it felt a little like the alien scene when Samuel the like he like goes in the sphere and he's not okay and he goes to sleep and then he gets up and he's like goes to the the common area and he's eating and he's like, oh, this food's delicious, la la la.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's kind of like I feel like I'm okay, like, and everyone's like great and there's no one smoking cigarettes or anything, but I'm like, we're an alien
Hmm.
or aliens? Which one was the first one?
Alien was the first
Alien.
one.
Anyways, that's what it felt like. Um, and then he's like, Dustin Hoffman's like, oh, try this. And like Samuel L. Jackson's like, oh, I love onion rings. And then he's like, those aren't onion rings, that's squid. And then Samuel Jackson starts like freaking the fuck out. And you're like, oh my God, something's happening. And they're all like, oh God, oh God. They're trying to like take care of him. And then he's like, oh, oh, I hate squid. And it's like, that was just like, what? It was like, I don't understand.
It was so dumb. It was so dumb. It was like the most one of the most clumsy pieces of foreshadowing I have ever seen. Like it was crazily bad. And also just I'm also again like talking about this fucking habitat, right? And it's like he made him fresh eggs with four different kinds of herbs in it and then gave him fucking calamari rings.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes. Just, I got it here.
Yeah, just happen to have. Let me go into
Yeah.
the walk-in freezer and fetch a leg of
Deep fry
lamb.
you, right?
Yeah, what would you like from our enormous
Let
catalog
me
of
let me
food?
hand slice some prosciutto for
Fucking
you.
wild shit. I wasn't, one of the things I'd written down was should we take a minute for Queen Latifah, just, because it was nice to see
Yeah.
her. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
didn't expect to see her in Sphere. And
Yeah.
then, she had a not a nice ending.
Yeah. I
A
mean, she
very
got murdered by jellyfish. They made their way into her,
in her
dive
suit, yeah.
suit.
A
Yeah.
very stupid
And
ending, honestly.
yeah. Yeah.
I also kind of forget how big a star Liev Schreiber was, like the fact that he was like fourth lead as well. I kind of
He
forget how
was
big he was in the
he
90s.
looked like he was like 12 years old.
Yeah, he does.
And he kept saying things like, you know, I don't know, he kept referencing things like that had happened long, long in the past. And I'm like, when you were what, 4?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
understand. Sorry. Snarky today, y'all.
yeah.
Um, okay, so do you want to hear some interesting facts?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dustin Hoffman expressed some disappointment with the film.
Mm.
He felt it wasn't yet ready to be released when it was. There were many more issues that needed to be addressed, but they didn't have the time to cover them all. They had to deliver what they had for the release date, which he felt was an incomplete film.
I mean, he's right. He is
Yeah,
correct. They
yeah,
needed some more time in the oven, that film for sure.
absolutely. Samuel L. Jackson would work on this film during the week and then work on Jackie Brown on the weekends in 1997.
A much, much, much better movie.
Yeah, you can, but I'm just like thinking about both films and trying to like
Hmm.
figure out how he bounced from one to the other.
It's true.
Very different characters. Yeah. So let's see. Joseph Hahn, the DJ in the rock band Linkin Park, designed the sea snake through concept art.
Weird.
I know. I was like, okay, for all those Linkin Park fans.
Yep.
Um, okay. The film was shot in warehouses with specifically constructed water tanks rather than being filmed in the high seas because Warner Brothers did not want to repeat the mistakes of Waterworld from 1995.
Smart.
Filming it on the ocean would have sent the budget into the stratosphere, much like the sphere itself. That was something I just added,
Nice.
which is what crippled Waterworld's chances at the box office. They managed to trim the budget by 20 million, but despite all of their precautions, this movie still died a quiet death at the box office. Um, I thought this too. So at around 1 hour and 50 minutes for those who want to hunt this down, when Beth floods the med lab, Norman dives for an oxygen tank. While diving, he accidentally hits his head on the table. This
Yes.
was not scripted and thus occurred as a real accident.
I
And I was
kind of
like,
thought
that
that might
looked
have was the
real.
case, maybe.
And I was like, yeah, that, to make it look believable and like his character who was kind of,
Yeah, like
bubbly.
yeah, a kind of clumsy, awkward dude. I mean, like, and I think that is certainly Dustin Hoffman of that era. That's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah. Barry Levinson toyed with the idea of having Queen Latifah and Huey Lewis record a duet for the end credits, but that did not
Ooh,
happen. And I was like, of all the things for this movie that did happen, this is the one thing that should have.
should make that happen for sure.
I know. Peter Coyote,
Hmm.
love your name,
Yeah, it's amazing.
uh, said in Cinefantastique interview about the rigors of underwater filming being non-existent. I got so relaxed I fell asleep. I was very comfortable in the helmet and the diving suit, so I just took a nap while they were setting up lights. I figured if I started drowning, somebody would wake me up.
Yeah,
I kind of want that to be like, uh, I don't know, my I want to live my life that way a little bit
yeah,
more.
it's nice. I like it. He's got the right.
I want the bowling bumpers.
Yeah.
of life. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, that's those are
It's
the
good stuff.
top things
All
that
right.
everyone needs to know.
And you did need to know all of those things.
I
Um,
know.
all right, so we get to our final few wee sections here. Like, you know, um, too legit to fit. It was a tough week for that category, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it has to go. The only person who in any way showed any kind of shape or style was the giant squid, obviously.
Yeah,
Because like again, it was looking good as hell on that sonar device,
yeah,
whereas like
yeah.
everybody else was just wearing anonymous jumpsuits the whole time, you know.
Right, right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
It,
again,
you know, it's like you can have whatever meal you want, individualized for you, but you must wear the same outfit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That would I would have liked I would like the more if there was a point where they had like a walk-in closet where they were like, oh,
Which jumpsuit?
what am I wearing today? Um, okay. Obviously, the Andy's Animal Acting Award for excellence in animal acting has to go to the Sea Snakes, obviously, because they
Yeah,
had the unenviable task of having to go up Dustin Hoffman's trousers,
they sure did.
which
I was
is.
like, well, there was the outdoor of the outside of the pod
Mhm.
sea snake too, the deep sea snake that was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's not even scary. He doesn't have eyeballs, like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that three sea snakes up his trousers, up his shirt, and his armpit.
It's not. I mean, like that is above and beyond the duty of any animal actors, and
Yeah.
we salute them here at
No, I do. I do.
the
I do.
very
And
best of time.
I love me some Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Like I, we'll put The Graduate on this list at some point
Yeah.
because that was
A corker.
um something else.
It really
Great
is.
soundtrack. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
also,
yeah.
it might be an excuse to watch because I've never seen Tootsie, and I hear Tootsie's incredible.
Ooh.
We can figure it out.
Mm.
We can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
okay, so Beth, in terms of revisit, remember, refuse, or redo, what are your thoughts on Sphere?
I like never, I don't think I've ever, maybe I've done this once, but I would refuse.
Like it's
Mike was like, "You need to be watching Event." Like, he did not like this movie at all. He was like, "Event Horizon is so much better.
it
Put
is, I agree.
fucking Event Horizon on your fucking list." So I was like, "Okay, I hear you. I know
I
you
like
don't
Event
like it."
Horizon. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "Just Sam Neill movies." I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay,
I mean, like,
he's not wrong."
yeah, deal. I think I'm gonna have to be refused as well, even though, like,
Okay, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Like, they
no.
all worked hard and they all did a great job.
And I think going into this, like, I think I had such low expectations that initially the first hour or so I was like, actually, this isn't bad. And I think,
Yeah,
there's a lot of great actors in there, which really helps a lot. But ultimately, it does not all come together. The ending's very disappointing, and it's not worth 2 hours, 15 minutes of your life. So
for
yeah.
them to hold hands and be like, "Let's just forget this
Yeah,
ever
let's forget this
happened."
whole thing ever
And then we
happened.
woke up and it was all a dream.
Yeah, it is that sort of
It is.
ending, and
It
that's
is.
a fucking
It's the cheater.
insult.
It's the cheater ending.
It is, it
It's
is.
the ending that we all wrote in like primary school,
Oh,
right? We were like, I don't know how to end this. This is a dream.
I hate I'm trying to remember the movie where like it's all these people in a hotel, and it turns out that they are all figments of a person with schizophrenia's or multiple personality disorder. It's basically all this person has all these multiple identities interacting with each other, and that's the whole film we've been watching the whole time. And it's just like, fuck you. And I can't
It
remember what
was
it was.
all in their head.
Anyway, okay.
Uh-huh.
So refuse on Sphere. But hopefully
Yeah.
better luck next time. I'd just like to also address, there's been some rumors that Samuel L. Jackson might be guesting on our last episode of this season.
Yep.
We can neither confirm nor deny. You just have to
Nope.
tune in
Yep.
to the last episode and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Um, so Beth, what has been bringing you joy this week?
Um, my yoga class.
Nice.
So I went Monday. I'm starting to hopefully do like Mondays and Fridays.
Hmm.
And but like it's just a bunch of like cool women and we all show up. We chat for like 30 minutes
Hmm.
And then she's like, "Oh my gosh, we could, but it's like, how are you?" It's like deep conversations and like we're really getting it's like therapy, but also yeah. And then we do yoga for an hour and then we do another like 30 minutes. I'm there for like over 2 hours usually.
Love it.
She doesn't charge enough. Jen, if you're listening, you don't charge enough, my love. 15 or 20 bucks
Hmm.
like for what? For therapy and snacks and a dog
Yeah, that's nuts.
and outside
That's
with
not
palm
much.
trees and
No.
no, it's not. Anyways, so but I took my mom to it and she was like, "You have the best friends." I'm like, "I know
Nice.
I do." Yeah. So, thank you to my yoga people and my yoga community and I'm glad to be doing yoga again. I just
Yep.
can't do it by myself in my own house.
I hear you. I really do like a class environment for it. I can do bits and pieces at home, but I really get bored quickly. I think I really kind of um you know I get a lot of fuel from the energy of having other people around me, you know.
Yeah. And like I just didn't have the bandwidth for so long to be around many other people or absorb any energy. And
Yeah,
I do now. And I'm just like, I just feel like I'm waking up again a little bit and it
yeah,
feels really good.
good. I'm
So
really happy to
yeah,
hear
yeah,
it.
yeah. What about you? Joy,
Um,
joy down
joy,
in your
joy.
heart.
Indeed. Another series I've completed recently, which was The Chair Company, which is Tim Robinson's latest show.
Oh,
It was on
love.
HBO in the US.
What is it called?
It's called The Chair Company.
I don't know why I said that so. Oh, I love him.
Yes.
I watched what's it called? It's the movie
Friendship.
yep,
Yep.
that he did with Paul Rudd.
Fantastic.
It's so good.
It's so
I was
good.
like, who? I didn't know any, and I'd never seen him before. I was like, who is this dude? Like, what? I
Yeah.
don't what? And then I looked it up, and I was like, what's his deal? Like, is there what's going
It's
on with? And
worth
I was like, no, it's like a character. He's
yes.
very interesting. His brand of comedy is like something that I've not seen before.
Yes. I love. I think he's amazing. Like I think that also I think you should leave on Netflix. His like sketch show is fantastic, and The Chair Company, which is just basically about a guy who when he sits on a chair on stage and the chair collapses underneath him, and the embarrassment that causes him ends up with him spiraling and going down this rabbit hole about this chair company. It's completely insane but wonderful. Like so, it's well worth the look.
Okay,
I
I
loved
will
it.
look because I've seen it come up, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch, my stupid yacht show or this no it's this like the Vietnam documentary has been
Of
absorbing my
course.
life anyways.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you tell
Do
everybody where they can find us?
you can find us at bendypodcast.com. I also did a poll. I forgot to tell you this and
Oh
what's
yeah.
occurring. I'm doing polls on Spotify, so if anybody wants to check those out. Uh hold on just one second. Can you do you remember what film we're watching next week?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
So,
Uh,
while Beth's looking at that, the film we are going to be covering in our Samuel L. Jackson season next week is Do the Right Thing. So, if you want to watch that ahead of next week's episode, I'm really looking forward to that one, I must say.
oh, so I did a poll. Should we make Andy watch some Terrence Malick? And everyone voted yes. So just throwing that out
Motherfuckers.
there. Yeah, so you need to get a mullet and you need to watch Terrence Malick.
You
We're just gonna
sadistic
let our
bastards.
listeners kind of like let maneuver your life from here on out, and you just have to say
You sick
yes.
freaks. I'm not some sort of guinea pig. I'm not some sort of guinea pig in your wheel, you monsters. Um,
We love you, Andy.
all right, fine. I'll watch your Terrence Malick. I hope
Yes,
you're
yes,
happy.
yes.
Um,
Yeah. Thank you for everybody who is doing polls and
yeah,
whatever stuff I'm throwing out. We're getting some responses. So we love our listeners and yeah, like and subscribe.
please do.
Sorry.
Across
It just
all.
feels so bad and wrong coming out of my mouth.
No, just do it. Do it. Like and subscribe, and also
Yeah.
like get
Smash that like button.
smash the like
Smash
button.
that 5-star review button.
And take your friends' advices. Also like and subscribe on there, and also get them. Even if they don't want to listen to it, just get them to play it, or they can on silent when they're doing something else. That'll be
Literally,
good.
that would
That'll
be
be good for
amazing.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you. All right. Beth, you have told them where to find us, I think, haven't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect.
bennypodcast.com. I don't know if anyone like TikTok is I don't know. our government
Oh,
is shutting everything down. So if you can see us on there, I hope.
yeah, it's a real nightmare.
Yeah.
I think should we go on record as condemning all the kind of awful stuff? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not happy with
No, yeah, yeah,
it.
it's pretty awful. All right, what a way to end, right,
I know.
folks?
Sorry, guys. Ugh.
But hey, I hope we were able to
Oh,
bring some levity into
yes.
your lives,
Yes.
to take your mind off things.
I hope so too. Also, Rose, what is it? Rose Byrne. What's her name?
Rose Byrne.
The Byrne.
If I
Uh,
had actually, I'd kick you, lady.
yes, yes.
Yes.
I watched that. It was good.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm just not done talking apparently. She gave a speech about like how her husband was about to, he was in New Jersey buying a
Yes,
bearded
by the Bearded
dragon. His
Dragon.
wife was, so that's me now. Next week I might have a bearded dragon.
Ooh, exciting!
So
Tune in for that as well, folks. So
I
much exciting
know.
stuff.
Okay.
A Bearded Dragon. B, Samuel L. Jackson potentially on pod.
Uh-huh.
All
Uh-huh.
of the things. All right.
I'll ask him. I'll ask him for sure.
Okay. Why
Okay.
not? All right, folks. In that case, we have reached the end of this week's episode, and as always, we'd like to remind you to stay
Stay
Benny. I was hoping to have enough water to pretend to be drowning in, theme with our episode, but
Oh,
I've run out of water. Sorry,
I should have been
folks.
just been, yeah. Oh, wait. I've been like smacking myself in the face with this little
Yeah,
octopus.
there we go. Okay. Right, we love you, folks.
Sorry. Love you
Bye.
guys. Bye. 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 Bye.